When I read the script, I was totally enamored by it.
I'd like to tell you a story, son. So this is a Dickens hidden gem. It is a great story.
Seong-ho, Jang, or Jay, it is a pleasure to join with you today.
Great. Yes, it's our pleasure too. Thank you.
So you are all the way in South Korea and I'm in the UK, but we're here to talk about your brand new film, The King of Kings. Well, first of all, can you give me a little bit of introduction to yourself?
So basically, Jay is, he's got experience on VFX and CG special effect industry for about 30 years. He probably got involved. He made about over 400 movies in South Korea and China. So he's a top notch. He's very famous in Korea. So basically, he started this movie about 10 years ago. He's got so many experience in the movie industry, but he wanted to create something animation-wise. So that's why he chose King of Kings. As a Christian, he wanted to show the people about Jesus, what Jesus did and what Jesus is all about.
Well, we're certainly today going to be diving into both all about the film, what it's all about, the reason why you've kind of created, produced, written, directed, and also the visual effects and animation aspect. But first of all, can I ask you to give me your 60-second elevator pitch?
It's about Charles Dickens telling Walter, his son. Basically, he trusts his wife, Catherine, wanted to make sure they recover the relationship between father and son. So Charles Dickens telling his son about, King of Kings, which led to Jesus. So what Jay wanted to do is he wants to show the people and tell people this is what it is. Basically, relationship between Charles Dickens and son, which led to our relationship with the God and Jesus.
Catherine is the catalyst of the story as she encourages her husband to share this spiritual story with her children.
Tell him a great story about forgiveness.
As a way to teach him to bond better with his kids, to use his storytelling nature in a way that connects to them personally.
So Charles Dickens, he grew up in the Rochester, Chatham area where I spent much of my childhood because my grandma lived there. And they have Dickens Week, Dickens Festival. You're based in South Korea.
Yes.
And this is a very English story that I can connect to. Why did you choose this and the way you've portrayed it, this very English Charles Dickens story of him telling, the gospel through to his young child, his son?
For Jay, growing up, he was saying that he loved to read the books. And he found out about Charles Dickens, which was one of the greatest storytellers. And then Jay read every single book about Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens, what a great writer, Great Expectations, Oliver Twist. He's just a masterful storyteller.
Yeah, he found that he's a one of the best historically legendary storytelling. So Jay found that it was very interesting, Charles Dickens telling his son story about Jesus. He found out that was very, very, very interesting. That's why he chose that story.
I'd like to tell you a story, son.
So, Jay, do you have children?
2 kids.
Yeah, Jay have 2 kids, 2 daughters. Yes, both teenagers in university.
And did you tell them that story as they were growing up?
Oh, so basically, Jay wanted to tell his kids, about Charles Dickens or Jesus, all these stories about any books. But you know how the teenagers, they won't listen. So what Jay decided was rather than telling them, which they're not going to listen, Jay thought it was better to create the animation so they can actually watch and enjoy.
And so why you've created it in this very English style as well, and you've connected with a lot of A-list Hollywood actors being the voices, why did you decide to take it down that creative route? What was your vision for the film?
So when Jay, decided to create this movie, he found out, there's so many Christians movies out there, but it's not entertaining. It's not fun to watch. People won't come to watch. because it's
지루하게
boring.
느끼는 거죠.
It gets really boring. So Jay was thinking, if I want people to come watch my movie, which that was his intention, he wanted to make sure people come. So he wanted to make sure the movie is interesting and entertaining. And second of all, he thought it was very important to hire these world famous actors get involved in our movie.
그러니까 헐리우드적으로 만들고 싶었던.
And then he wanted to create this movie as a Hollywood style, not a local style. And that was the reason he created and chose these
전
actors.
세계 많은 사람이 볼 수 있게 하고 싶었던.
And that was the reason. I mean, he wanted to make sure that this movie goes out to all over the world, not just Korea, not just South America or England, US. He wanted to make sure it goes to everywhere in the world. That's why he wanted to make this movie interesting, entertaining, and chose the top class actors.
Well, it definitely is entertaining and engaging. I love the fact that you've got this immersive story within a story, and you demonstrate the human side of Jesus, his compassion, his care, and also the spiritual dimensions, such as the pig scene, really showing us there is a much bigger picture going on. And comedy, you bring in a lot of comedy as well. So you've got all these different engaging aspects. How did you envision it? You've taken 10 years to develop it. How has that vision progressed?
So basically, all his life, he loved to read the books and he loved the movies, all his animation. So basically, his life experience and what he had to go through, what he went through, reading books, loved animation, his life, up and downs. And top of that, he went to art school. He went to Hongik University. It's one of the top art university in Korea. And then he started to go to church when he was a younger age. And he found out about this Christianity and the Bible, about Jesus. I think all these things that adds up to his life history. That was the reason that he created this movie.
That's amazing. So taking your visual effects background, these decades you've been working in, very high up in the film industry, and now you're using those skills to develop this animation, bring it to life. I mean, how many visual effects and animation artists worked on it?
So there's about 250 people got involved in South Korea. And top of that, he had to hire there's people that, company who got involved was Thailand and different countries here, there, everywhere. In Australia, which we did our sounds mixing team. There's so many different people. And top of that, we had the biggest challenge was getting finance to support and paying these people. That was probably the biggest challenge. Yeah.
This is what my father wants. I'll accept it, and so should you.
You say the biggest challenge was finance. How did you push through that area?
Basically, see, what he's saying is that obviously he went through so many tough times, up and down. Obviously, he had really difficulty getting finance, getting funded to finish this movie. But overall, back then it was tough time for him. But now look back, he's saying it was all blessing. So just like you said, it was just Jesus and God helped him. God helped us.
Yeah, miracle.
It was all miracle. I mean, we've been through so many months, so many years that every time we almost gave up, or he almost gave up, there's another person that God was sending to us to help him to finish this movie. So it was all miracle.
It's what God wants. I'll accept it, and so should you.
Been through, 10 years. There's nothing we can say, nothing he can say, but miracle. God helped him.
You've walked out the journey. But yes. So what would you say is your favorite moment in the film and why?
When he was saying that, every single time that he casted these actors, voice actors, got involved in our movie, his movie, he got excited. It was a miracle happened that one by one. And then when he finally completed this movie, and then he saw in the movie theater, that was probably the best, biggest moment for him. And then best moment for him through the movie was that the water scene. Have you watched the movie?
Yes, I have.
Movie, right? His favorite scene is that Jesus pulling water out of the water. Save me, Jesus. That was probably his favorite scene, he was saying. But he felt like that's us. He connected water through our feeling that Jesus saving us from the water. So that's his favorite scene.
Nice. I love to hear the heart behind it and the vision behind a film and the sort of the motivation. It's so rewarding to see that. And I think the fact it is going to relate to a lot of a wide audience, both young and old. But
That's right. That's right.
chosen to tell it through, you know, as Charles Dickens did to his son through Walter's eyes.
Look, Willa, look at all the fish.
So that was the biggest, his intention, his biggest goal was make sure whether it's a non-Christians, whether you're young, child, grandfather, family members, anybody, family members, friends, anybody can come in, watch this enjoy movie. Whether you read the Bible or not, or Christians, non-Christians, different religion, that was his intention. Anybody can come in, laugh, cry, enjoy the movie. That was his goal. And then at the end, he want to show the world to people, Jesus is a love.
And were there any embarrassing moments during the process?
Basically, it's not embarrassing moment, but he's saying that he was very scared and afraid. Basically, his major was not Bible. He's not a minister. He's not a pastor. So he wanted to make sure when he was writing the scripts, he wanted to make sure there's no mistaken. So he asked for advice from his pastor, from his church. There's so many church and pastor ministers got involved, gave him the ideas because he was afraid that he didn't want to make a mistake on scripts.
And to bring them together with a clarity and an authority to reach a wide audience is a combination of three fabulous ingredients that we would be poorer without.
How are you feeling now? You've worked so hard.
Now it's releasing on April 11th, in US, April 10th. So basically what he's saying is miracle. He's blessed. He's thanking God every day. We are actually thanking God every day. Even us that connect, we got connected with the Angel Studio. It was miracle, the whole process that we met our partner, which is Angel Studio. He was taking maybe 40 to 50 countries, and it looks like it's going to release in every single country in the world. Most of them are, so he's very blessed.
Well, you need to come to the UK, and it would be great to meet you there. But what would you like to say in closing, you know, your hopes for the audience, for the film?
So basically, Jay's intention to create this movie even 10 years ago, even now, he wanted to show the people in the world and show to the audience. When they go see to a movie, watch King of Kings, Jay wants to see or feel from the audience. He wants the audience to feel about Jesus.
Working on inner strength, that the kingdom of heaven is here.
This will be good to have the retelling of Jesus Christ.
When they go to movie theater, at the end, they can laugh, they cry, and then they realize Jesus, just one word, love.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to tell the audience.
Thank you, Daddy.
I'm sure it will touch many people's hearts.
And they're going to see Charles Dickens in a very different light, I think, after seeing this film.
It is a great story.
It's time.
So thank you so much for bringing this story to the screen and for your time today. It's been a pleasure. Bless you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much.